and welcome to the show. We are here on Forza Horizon 4 for another team adventure. This time, we are going racing with some C-Class cars. Now, for this particular one, while it was an open C-Class event, I did say we are going to be racing on tarmac-only circuits, just for a change. I like the mixed surface adventures, of course, they are very good fun, but for this particular one, we decided to go just for an all-tarmac event, although I had forgotten it was winter. Now, the circuits that we've gone to, I don't think any are covered in snow, but there is certainly the chance that if you run offline slightly, you'll end up on the snow. C-Class, you don't have much PI to play with. Most of these cars will be on standard tyres. Certainly, my Golf is here. There may well be a few others that, maybe quite a few others that are. Some aren't. I know at least the pickup truck is on rally tyres. Impega's Lotus might be on slightly better tyres. But yeah, you know, the cars are probably not going to be liking going offline. My Golf is a vague attempt, actually, to recreate one of my most successful C-Class cars, which is my Lancia Delta. Would I like to run the Delta? Of course. However, the Delta is a little bit too much of an easy, obvious go-to car for me, and I wanted to have a go at trying to build something else, see if I can make something else work. And this Golf seemed like an interesting idea. It is all-wheel drive swapped. It has got about 200 horsepower on as wide a standard tyres as I could get it. It isn't really the best in the corners. This might not be the best circuit for the car, in all honesty. It might be a little too technical. Really what I want are some long, long straights, please. The Morgan three-wheeler can actually be surprisingly decent, I have to say. It does seem like the Maserati on our team, Rex's Maserati, seems pretty good down the straights as well. As I said, that F100, F150, I don't remember, the pickup, the Ford, is going to get murdered down the straight. We know this much. It is 200 horsepower, pretty much less power than me, and about 6,000, or similar power to me, sorry, and about 600 pounds heavier, not 6,000. Jesus Christ, it's not a small move. It's not a Nissan Titan or something. Regardless, I have distracted myself. Oh, that I would probably have gone the inside if I got fired over that far, but never mind. We are trying to have a look around the outside of that, but in the end I have not got the grip. Points-wise, actually not looking too bad for Red Team at the moment. Despite Blue having a 1-2, we have got a decent number of cars relatively high up the leaderboard, so we have got a good amount of points coming in overall. Oh, I don't want to murder my teammate, I do apologise. Maserati was out wide on its own, and I was just taking my normal line, and I don't have the grip to really get away with much. I am surprised that the pickup is doing as well as the pickup is doing. That thing is shifting around here, I guess. Yeah, this circuit is... Oh, I mean, the tyres on that thing are so much better. While the rally tyres won't be coming into their own here, of course. I mean, apart from the odd offline, in as far as grip advantage goes. Surface, but they are just the second best tyre in the game, full stop. They just give a lot of grip regardless. So we're going to murder that. That's not what I needed. We're going to let the Maserati back through. I thought I'd turned in to the point where we would just understeer our way wide of it, and I didn't get it right. That was stupid by me. It's one of those. I feel like if I could get everything right in the Golf, I could probably do the fastest lap. But I can't do it consistently enough to win the race. I hope it comes good at some of the other tracks that we're going to here. I really hope it comes good, because I'd like it to be good. I mean, this generally can't go wrong with the Mark 1, Mark 2 Golfs. They generally work. It could probably have worked as a front-wheel drive. I was more focused on doing... It's kind of more of an acceleration build is what I wanted out of this car. That's what made the Lancia so very good, is that it really, really gets going out of corners and down straights, and it could trouble just about everything, because it was good handling enough. This... slightly less power, but slightly less weight. I'm not sure it handles quite as well as the Delta. Not going to lie, I don't think it is quite as good as the Delta in the handling department. It's also really weird, having gone from racing A-Class cars, well-built, I say well-built, A-Class cars, suddenly goes, these feel so slow. These feel so slow around some of these corners. I am not going to carry much speed there. And Impega's Lotus is going to be way out-handling me, but will not really match for straight line speed. I wouldn't expect, if it does, I'm in trouble, really, let's face it. If that thing can match me for straight line speed and really out-handles me, I've done something wrong, basically. Here it goes. I am not going to get in too much of a squabble with that. Oh, the Maserati ended up in the wall. Here we go. Come on, Volkswagen. You can do it. Make life awkward for the little Esprit. It's not fast enough. I mean, it will probably work at some circuits, but this circuit is not the track. Up at the front, the Ford is having a go. Ford might actually take the lead away from the Carmen Gear. That's what we want, blue team. Fight each other a lot. Yep, they did. They fought each other so much. The Ford's hard work all came undone as it missed a checkpoint and has gifted us a battle for second place rather than for third. There goes the Esprit with its incredible amounts of grip. Yeah, I mean, that thing is too quick for me here. We might be able to... No, I mean, I'm not going to do anything stupid, certainly. I don't think the loss of the second place has changed, perhaps, the outcome here. It did look like we were doing okay on points regardless, but it has now just made it a lot more one-sided than the race actually was beforehand. That Esprit is really fast. I am really understeer. Don't try to even get close to the Esprit through these corners. That Esprit is going to be one to watch out for. That is definitely going to be one to watch out for. The longer circuits it will struggle, but on these kind of tracks, that Lotus is going to be... It's going to be fast as we head up towards now the final corner. It will be a victory for Longbow with the Carmen Gear on blue team, but second, third and fourth will go the way of red team. My Golf did admirably, I think. I'm happy with that car. Maserati gets fourth, and Nissan, it's a Nissan GTR, will get fifth as well. Our Mini does okay. A good, solid first round for us on red team. So, we head next to the BAMBURGH host circuit. One long straight for the Volkswagen to like. Some nasty bits for it to not like. Well, two maybe decent sized straights. I don't really know. It's going to be interesting to find out. Interesting to see how the different cars fare around these circuits. The Lotus will be quick around half a lap, and then we'll just have a lot of pain going on. I do like the... I say the slight curveballs. Whenever we do one of these team adventures with just slightly different rules to the normal, whether it be a specific tyre restriction. I mean, this one here wasn't as such a specific tyre restriction, but by being an all-tarmac race, the way you think about building a car does change slightly. So it does look like we have got some interesting things. I think we are going to see cars really working or really not working at some tracks. My launch is fantastic. I mean, we are from the back row, and we may well get to 8th place by the first quarter. We may well even get Longbow's Carmen Gear as we go through here. We know the Maserati's certainly no slouch. We do get 8th, we can't quite get 7th. Bumping the curb there is not going to go well for me. Oh, didn't even see the Buick in the midst of all that. Can we go around the outside of the Buick? Possibly. Don't really want to be on the snow, but I may have the acceleration here. The Buick is probably quite heavy. Probably won't have all that much. Oh, don't think Maserati knew I was alongside there. Something was slightly ghost modey laggy. I don't really want to have a go at the inside of the Esprit. You've got to be a little bit careful here. This is a lot of cars. This is a lot of very different cars into a small, very small space. We do still get the checkpoint, thankfully, for the little Golf. Here we go. To the inside on the backstretch. How fast are we? Pretty good. We will clear the Carmen Gear. Maserati might have a match for us. The C-Type at the front is the quickest car at a straight line here, but a real handful when it gets to the corners. We will have to now try and slow down that F1. That Ford is so fast. That Ford is so quick through the corners. But you saw how much we caught it. I'm really sorry I bumped that curb again. That curb is vicious. We hit the curb and it just fired us out into our teammate, which is not what you want to do, points-wise. Still looking okay for red team at the moment, and I think I have got a car that can really challenge for the lead here. Kieran's Nissan looks like it's good overall. The Ford is very good in the corners, but not so good on the straights. I'm good on the straights, not so good in the corners, but the Jag's faster than me, you're then worse than me. It's an interesting mix-up of vehicles, pretty much. I mean, the Jag has got about 250, I think they said, horsepower in that thing, in something that's as light as me, so that's why it's got so much straight line speed, but it doesn't have the grip to get it out of the turns. Are we clear of that Jag, though? Probably not. Probably not really. I imagine Impega's having a tough race here, just gets stuck in traffic, all that handling, but you can't do anything with it because there's so much traffic around you. We will get the Volkswagen to the lead of the race, but I can't stop it for turn 1. That will allow the Skyline back to the lead, although we have got 1, 2, 3 now for Red Team. This time we don't bump the curb and cause ourselves too much grief. So I'm all out of shape through this first section. Impega's got the Lotus up into this little group. In fact, the Lotus flies through on the inside and then is about to have a bad day again. If I can get the power down here, I think Kira might win this. I ran just too deep. It's too bigger a dive into the first corner. That Skyline might be a little too fast. We are just going to have a day of annoying Impega, I would imagine. It happens to me a lot of the time. Oh, no, that's a really bad place to have a big lag spike. I mean, I guess for me that was the lesser of two evils. I either stop the car and lose a bunch of time, but at least we don't have a big crash. And if I didn't, I have a feeling we probably would have speared into the wall, or we could well have spun. So, yeah, it wasn't great, but what can you do? We'll get back up into a 4th place. I mean, Red Team can keep this up. That's not too bad. The Jag's going to have a go to the outside. You will not... Well, you'll get past me, but you're probably not going to hold it on the exit of this first corner, are you? Because I have got... more grip. Impega found the fence. That's lost all of that. The Lotus needs... Oh, no, not that pissing curb again. What is it with this car? This car really doesn't like that curb. Yeah, the Lotus being such a light car, being so low on power, any little loss of momentum is devastating for that sort of vehicle. I mean, I want to get back on the road here. Excuse me. I want to get back on the road. I don't intentionally want to overtake you off track. However, if you don't give me any option, then I guess I'm stuck on there, and I have the all-wheel drive and I have the power to make that stick into the final corner as we go. Again, the Ford will be faster than me, but it won't really matter. I mean, it will matter if I get pushed wide, but then we will probably just out-drag it to the finish line regardless. Impega's back into the group. Which is something. We've got one more lap to go here. One more lap. What can we do? Will Dangerman look for a way past? No, you're not going to be able to get that one worked in there. The Maserati either thought the race had finished or missed a braking point. I suspect that was a thought the race had finished, race hadn't finished, didn't realise the game hadn't taken control of the car. I mean, the only positive is at least that doesn't look like that might have cost us the actual round win. It does look like we are still, so we might even still get a 1, 2, 3. Things have gone wrong for Recticy, and that's a long way down the order now. Hongbo's got the Carmen gear up to 4. There's all sorts of madness has gone on behind us. It is a massive mid-pack battle has occurred there. I might have had the pace to give Kieran some trouble. Mistakes by me and then stuck in fights. Did not... go so well for the Golf. Certainly that Lotus is mighty quick, but does not like the start-finish straight. It's an interesting mix of cars. That's what we were looking for, and that's certainly what we have been given here. Could we get a 1, 2, 3, 4? That Maserati is quick. It might just be able to do it, actually, towards the finish line. I think it will. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Red Team. That's a strong result for us. That is a strong result for us. That is a circuit that's more likely to suit our cars, for sure. We won't be as good at the technical stuff, but I'll certainly take that. So the Broadway Village Circuit is up next. Another track with one long straight and some twiddly bits to confuse the cars with all the speed. I start on the second row for Red Team. The Jaguar starts on the front row for Blue Team. Who knows? Who knows how this is going to go? I think the Golf could work quite well here. I think we could stand a half decent chance. I know I'm quick off the line. We should probably get second by the time we get to turn 1. This time Longbow's turn to be the one lagged and held on the grid. I mean, that helps us. I mean, in terms of the competitiveness of this team adventure, not so much, because at the end of the day, Blue Team have to win this. Blue Team have to win this round if they are going to take it... I mean, the game is going to play further into it, regardless, but if they're going to make it a competition, Blue Team need a win here. Their pickup could be... Well, the pickup will be very strong through here. It's just how much time does it lose. should be flat through there. Almost close to being flat through there, but not very comfortable. The braking zone down here is tough. The C-type's out wide. I can't get underneath it, though. I might be the only one with an answer for the C-type in some regards here. I'll have to see how fast it is. How fast it is down the straight and how much time I can gain on it in the turns and whether anything else might outdo us. What are we going to do? How are we going to find a way past that? We might have to rely on it making a mistake, to be honest. We can brake later than it into turn 1 by a significant margin. There's that little mistake that I want. Problem is, it just gets going so quickly. There it starts drifting a little bit wide. I don't think, I was very close, but I don't think I gave it any assistance through there. Here comes that Skyline wanting to join in the action. I'm a little bit wide of my own there. And that is immediate opportunity for the Jag to repass. So we're all on such a tight line through there that no one can go anywhere. Oh, yeah, I know Fords, you've got better brakes than us. However, we will beat you at a straight. And this is one of the other issues we have, is if we start backing up everybody, we back all of the vehicles up into Longbow and Impega, who will get very frustrated sat in this field because they will really outcorner us, and then we go off into the distance. I want to pass the Jag. I need to pass the Jag and then get clear. I can't let the Jag sneak back past again. If I do find a way to clear the C-type, I need to clear it and stay gone. That is the difficult thing here. Again, it's that same corner. The C-type is unable to quite carry the speed, but I can't do anything about it this lap around. This time the C-type's in the wall on its own. Can we go to the outside here? Do I have the grip to make this work? The Jag's sliding. He might have the grip to make this work. We are on the inside. Through here we will get the place. But here comes that Ford. We will defend the inside. Now the Ford's going to have to try. We can try cut back underneath. I was expecting it to try go around the outside. It won't matter because we will say goodbye as we get to the straight. And Pega's joined in the party with the grip of the Lotus. Now, I hope that nothing's close enough to have a look. Nothing does. Nothing can interfere with us. But now comes the Jag again. This is a mad race. This race could just about go to one of 6 cars. Kieran's ended up all the way down in 6th with the Skyline that is probably one of the better suited cars. But the problem is we have an overall car. It's better down the straights a little bit than the Esprit and the F100, but not by that much. And it can't really overtake them there. It's better in the corners than us, but struggles to get past us in the turns. Impega wants to look to the outside, but can't match the acceleration of the Golf through here. I still desperately want to stay clear of the bloody C-type for long enough. We get punted through by the Esprit after I clip a wall. Oh, slow down. Oh, bloody hell, it's messy. This one, there are so many cars. I mean, the positive for Red Team is that we are generally being the points leader here. Regardless of what order the cars end up in, we are generally leading the points, which is something. But it's changing a lot. It's changing a lot as we head towards the final lap. If the C-type wants to do that, it's going to have to do it. Oh, a very, very long way. I've run in a little bit too wonkily. I mean, they just threw themselves into the corner. It was generally bad from all parties involved there. Pega's up to 3rd. About 6 or 7 cars could probably have won this. Longbow has ended up down in 7th place. I think the C-type might win it unless there is a big mistake through this next corner. Even if Impega, who will be a lot faster than us through here, even if Impega does get the move done, would have to try and hold off on the run to the line. I mean, we've kept the C-type out wide through there, which is good. That's what we needed to do in all of this. We had to keep the C-type out wide. Impega, can that Esprit carry enough speed to outrun me to the finish line? I don't think it will, but I think we will get a Red Team 1-2 in the end. Hey, that's not how I expected this to go. The C-type was absolutely pulling on that one. Bloody hell. But it doesn't matter. It's a 1-2 for Red Team in one of the most manic races. The Golf takes victory from the Esprit. The C-type takes 3rd. In the end, the Maserati gets up to 4th ahead of the F100. Then we have the Nissan that was a bit unlucky. Just got stuck in the fights and couldn't really get any clean air ahead of the Carmen Gear. Oh, That was a tough race. We take the adventure as well. So, for round number 4, we head to the Greendale Club Circuit. I think that was the name. I just slipped my brain for a second. It is, indeed. Now, there is a straight here, yes, but it's the back section of the circuit that I am very, very worried about. I'll be better off than the C-Type, that's for sure, but the back half of this track will not be fun in the Golf, and I'm starting right down the back. Now, what that means is I will launch myself towards mid-pack off the start line, but it puts me in a very busy area when the going gets twisty, and it's not necessarily good. In fact, I may... it's just gone. You know what? Take it back. We might actually be in third by the time we go out of ghost mode. That's some serious speed we have from one little Volkswagen. We've gone from literally last to practically leading the race in 25 seconds. It is not going to last, though. I will tell you that much. I expect Impega's Lotus to come past, and to be perfectly honest, if Impega is behind me and I haven't got any blue cars around, I will let that Lotus go past. This is a team game at the end of the day. While I want to win the races, of course, I want the team to win the races as well, and Impega's Lotus is going to have a lot more of a chance through these corners than I do in the Golf, but it will lose coming out onto the straight. I mean, I'm not particularly appreciating the nudges. At least it might mean we get Impega to the front. Now, I would, if there was a way to do it. Again, if the physics engine let me, I would totally go and push the Esprit all the way past. But I don't think the physics engine will let me. Let's go, let's go. I think it just slows me down to match the level of the Esprit. We will let the Esprit will carry way more speed through this corner than me. It doesn't matter, really. What my goal will be is to make sure I can stay ahead of the other blue team vehicles. Oh, come on, understeering. I say understeering barge. I mean, it is an understeering barge, but it isn't actually a barge. It understeers like a barge. It isn't actually one. Oh, come on. Get through the corners. I need to... If I'm going to get ahead of the Ford, what I have to do is be close enough by about this point. By this point, by the time we come onto this straight, I have to be close enough to repass that before turn 1. That's what we need to do. Points-wise, we are still looking fairly okay, and here comes that Volkswagen power. Go soaring past, no messing around with pushing a teammate this time out. We will just go for all of the straight line speed that we can muster. I mean, it's only 120 miles an hour, but in C-Class, that's not too bad. In a Mark 1 Golf, 120 is quite a lot, so it works. You know, it works pretty well. Yeah, the rest of Red Team isn't having the best of times at this circuit. The good news is 2 of our cars are. I'm just about fending off in a third position. Let's slow that down through there. There's a GTR visiting a wall ever so slightly. Yeah, this just, you've got so much patience with this. You've got to be so much patience, and I know I'm going to be slow through here. It will be, I've been on the other end of this battle many a time. It will be annoying for the Ford. It will brake so much later than me. The Karmann Ghia will do the same. They can brake so much later. They can carry so much more speed through the corners. But it doesn't matter. I say it doesn't matter. It does matter, of course. But they will struggle to find a way past. The Karmann Ghia is probably a bigger threat, actually. That has slightly more straight line speed. It won't fall as far back when we get to this long straight as the F100. I should look at some point, because I've already goofed that 2 or 3 times in this video alone. Just haven't paid a blind bit of attention when it's got to that important part on the, you know, menu screens and everything. Rexy still got some decent points coming in with that Maserati, which is good to see. Even if I ended up losing out to, let's say, the worst happens, both of them, then we should still have enough to take a 4-0 lead. The Ford is going to have a look in the same place it has done the last couple of laps. I mean, I'm almost half tempted to just give the Ford the place through there. Like, I can't defend, so I would rather take my own line through there, let you past, worry about my own speed, because I know I beat you back to the line. Like, I am okay to do that. I don't care. Every lap, though, I will say the Ford gets closer to being ahead of me at the finish line, so this could be a really, really interesting battle to the finish. I have to get it all right here. I have to get my lap perfect. Now, my lap will be very different to those behind me, but I have to do it as fast as possible, so I am as far ahead or as close as... Basically, yeah, it's coming down to that gap on the finish line, to the start-finish line. It was a little wonky, but I didn't crash. We didn't lose too much time. Now, down here, we will again... I know we're losing time. I want to be able to see the gap, but I can't. I know we're going to be losing time here. Now, the F100 will want to try and get the pass done, but it is not really where it wants to be on this one. It's going to go the long way round. Now, I'm going to make life awkward for you. I'm not going to make life easy, and you are not as far ahead as you want to be. The Carmen gear is... as I have every right as well to make life as awkward as possible for the F100. The Carmen gear was close, but it won't matter because it'll be exactly the same story as it has been the last few laps. We will run ourselves away into a podium spot for the say for the Speed Golf. The Esprit, as I expected, really, that thing was fast, and that was always going to work at that circuit. Took victory ahead of the GTR. I would claim a third in an excellent battle. In the end, the Carmen gear actually beat the F100 to the finish line. The Maserati, not quite so good around there, may have got stuck in a bit of traffic. Ends up in 6th. That was tough work, that one. So we head into our final round, the last chance for Blue Team to score an honour victory. I'm not holding up a huge amount of hope for my Golf here. Yes, this is a bit of an acceleration track, that much is for sure. I'm starting down the back, but we'll at least get halfway up the pack towards turn 1. The Esprit will be fast here. The F100 might also be very quick. The Carmen gear we've got to watch out for. I don't think the C-Type's going to like it. I think the C-Type is the Golf, but madder. And the Golf only just works when you go a bit madder. Kind of doesn't, really. The game hasn't been particularly kind to me with the starting points, but I guess at least I have the car to make up for it a little bit as we go soaring up through the field. Yeah, we will be up to... Well, we were up to 7th briefly. We won't hold on to it, but there we go. The C-Type is in the midst of all of this. We're all in ghostly mode at the moment. I don't know what's going to happen when we pop out. Oh, do apologise. Kieran, not really where we wanted to have our vehicles pop out, but there we go. Now, around the top of the course. Oh, sorry, Maserati. I was hoping I was going to be ahead, and there's a little bit of... I do apologise. Booped the Maserati a couple of times. Not ideal. Blue have actually got a pretty good start to all of this, points-wise. They've got 3 cars in the top 4. I don't quite know where the old Lotus has gone. Oh, butchered that corner, something chronic. I mean, the Esprit, once it gets going, will fly. It might take a lap or so to get that thing going. But yeah, that thing will likely fly. Oh, come on, Volkswagen. Street furniture, less than fun. It's like kind of half tempted to the Esprit will probably catch me up the hill, I would expect. Half tempted just to let the Esprit go and do its thing, because I know it's going to... The problem is, I know it's going to want to be faster through here. Oh, Maserati's got in trouble. Okay, then. Might have thought about moving and letting the... oh, I don't think. The Morgan knew there was a Mini on the inside. The Esprit is going to get all of them anyway. Can we push the Esprit through and try and get it clear? A little bit. I mean, I've not got anywhere else to go, so I might as well help a teammate if I can. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to follow me because I will be braking early through here. I have very little in the way of grip. Okay, we've got a red car up to 3rd. It's something. Blues have still got some good points. We do not want to be on the outside here of the Maserati. Maserati was sensible, gave us a good amount of room. We didn't ask too much. I knew there was a car there. I knew not to do anything silly, and Peg is playing that one very dangerously with the wall. I saw that. You got so close. There is a bit of wall that sticks out there. It is so easy to get your car in trouble on that. I am probably not going to put my wheels on the snow. I feel like, well, that's sometimes a bit of a cheeky line you can use on the circuit. Normally, when there's snow there, I'm not sure I want to. Oh, Maserati was a little slower through there than I realised. We gave it a bit of a boop. Blue team still lead. Points-wise, I don't know whether we've got enough laps Impega has enough time to catch those cars ahead. I can't really score any more points here. Me and Rectus are going to battle for 4th just because it's fun to race. Realistically, we can't score more points. It's down to can Impega catch that F1. Well, Impega has to win, barring any other changes. There may be some changes further back, because even if Impega beats the F100, it will not be enough points to beat Blue Team. It'll be 50 points short, and I don't think we have the laps to do this. Oh, that is very close. It's my turn to play it risky. Oh, street furniture everywhere. I think Maserati's got me beaten here. I think this might be the worst circuit for my car. I think this might be the one that the Golf likes the least. I'm kind of surprised. I guess none of the straights are quite long enough to utilise the car's speed, and it is just a bit cumbersome through these corners. The tyre's just not good enough at the end of the day. I know it is still a light car and everything, but the tyres are just not good enough. I'd hope because that would be knocked over, it might have been fine. Oh wow, and I've already got something stuck on the front of it. We are 50 points now. We are 50 points away. Impega is closing up to that Ford. I don't know whether it's going to be enough in this final lap. We only need one more place to deny Blue Team a round win if we can. I mean, Blue Team is kind of relying currently on a Morgan three-wheeler holding on to 6th. If that loses it, which looks like the most contentious position of the lot, we could see a 5th Red Team victory. There's a big group of cars that are having a battle behind. Some more street furniture for us to contend with. Oh, it has now just flicked our way on the points as Penguin's got up to 10th. I mean, it might come down to the battle for 10th that will decide this adventure. The battles further up are slightly... I'm watching the leaderboard more than I'm bloody driving. I've got so much understeer. Battles up the front are less exciting. I mean, it's gone back our way now in the points. I think Kieran got 8th away from Danger Man, perhaps? We are now actually quite a few points to the good. Oh, Impega's got up to 2nd. We thought that might be a deciding manoeuvre. It might still be yet. We'll have to wait and see. As they are, I have no doubt, still fighting for that position down this next section. Don't miss any checkpoints. That is the important thing. They're side by side, heading towards the final corner. I haven't got the car to fight with them here. I think Impega's got that move done. It looks like it might well be a Red Team victory. Victory number 5 for us. Longwow takes the race win. Impega takes 2nd ahead of Viper. I could only manage 5th in a car that really is not much better. I couldn't have done anything more with that. It's a fun car, the Golf. I do like the Golf, actually. It has, yeah. It's done what I wanted to. I still prefer my Lancia, but I do like the Golf. We will take the victory. Blue Team put up a really, really good fight in that one. It looked like it might go their way for a little bit. In the end, not quite enough. Not quite enough. I think we just had a car that... Red Team had a car that covered all occasions. My Golf was fast. Maserati, me and the Maserati were both very fast. The Esprit was unbelievably good handling. The GTR worked as an overall car, and we could cover all of the eventualities that Blue Team perhaps just couldn't quite. But we had a lot of very good fun races along the way. So there we go. While the adventure might not have been quite as close as you would have liked, the races themselves were rather excellent. Well, that is going to be it for this particular video. Thank you all very much for watching. If you would like to take part in the next one of these, you can sign up via our forums. There'll be a link in the description. Find the FailRace versus the community section, and you'll be able to sign up in there. That, though, is going to be it for today. Thank you for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.